So let's see. Um, where if yes, everything is okay. Yeah, plumb the chest. Hello, hello. We are working on this. Yes. Um, yeah, we need some more of these, and of course, um, sorry, I was drinking. Maybe that was a little bit loud. Sorry for that. Yes, and I said like a minute ago. Yes, we do it like this, like three um, wide on each side. Not so much because we don't have that much in terms of metal and ore stuff to put in here. So yeah. Sorry if you hear me drinking, but it's very hot. I said this before in this taping session in Germany, and I'm actually sweating while I'm sitting, which is for me the worst thing you can do in life is just sitting, playing a nice little video game while talking, and you're sweating like a pig. It's unbelievable. Yeah, it's I should be ashamed of that. Sorry. Yeah. Yes. Why are you sweating? Because I'm sitting. You didn't move? No, not much. Wow. Are you a big guy? No, I'm actually not. I'm just lazy. Yeah. Okay. Um, all right, let's make a few of the purple ones. Yes. Yes, yes. All right, we need, I think we need, four? No. Six? Yes. See, we have seven. Okay. We put them in the middle. Here. Yes. And then one, two, three. No, it's right. Three, three. Yes. And then surround those three with the purple ones. The purple ones, yes. You know who the purple one was. He still is, but he's not sadly alive anymore because he died like, 2 years ago? 2017? Or was it 3 years ago? No, 16. I actually forgot. Is it 3 years ago that Prince died? I have no idea. Yeah. Um, okay, let's take. Do we have enough chests? Yes. But this is not why we take the palakirpal. I'm so sorry. It's hot in here. So take off all your clothes. This is why we don't take the palakirkle. Yes. 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 Come on, jump. Yeah, baby. You're good at this. Do we have enough? I think yes. Yes. And we. Whoa, look at this. Yes. Whoop. All right, let's see. By the way, while I'm doing this, has anybody here who's maybe listening to this seen the Godzilla movie, the new one? The second one? Which is, in my opinion, slightly better than the first one, but still not good. Yes, yes. I have no idea. This is the second Godzilla movie they do in Hollywood. The first one, I think, officially cost 150 million. Yeah, we will make some, nice stuff here to decorate a little bit. Yeah, the first I think cost 150 million dollars, and it was not a good movie. And I'm a huge Godzilla fan because I've seen. I don't want to say every Godzilla movie made in Japan, especially the Toho Studio stuff. Tahoe studio stuff, or is it Tahoe in English? But I love Godzilla. Yeah, I actually do. Yes, and the one Godzilla movie they did back then in the '90s was actually not really good. I have no idea why, because the monster they claimed was Godzilla in 19, what was it, 98, I think, didn't even look similar to Godzilla. I've read someplace somewhere that they maybe couldn't get the rights to do this Godzilla movie. Maybe I have no idea, but since they had the first American one. By the way, the creature actually looked nice. The Godzilla creature actually looks really great, but the way they shot it, some of the special effects, especially the CGI stuff, when the Godzilla in the first movie comes out of the water and the guy standing on this kind of like bridge with his machine gun, you so clearly see that this guy is standing in front of a big screen. Wow, or that they put, like green screen technique later, they put this monster in, or this scene in. It's so, wow, the composure is so bad on that movie. And there are no fighting scenes, which I love the most. My favorite scene from the first Godzilla movie, I'm just talking because I have to do random stuff here. My favorite scene, by the way, not favorite, but which summons it up how bad this movie is when Godzilla fights and you see all the soldiers and stuff, and they go into the ground, like in a sewer type of whatever, and they go down, and you see for the first time in the first movie you ever see Godzilla like in full, in all of his Godzilla-ness, and fighting for the first time this big, huge monster. And what do? Yeah, they close the door and show the army and the people hiding from Godzilla. And I thought, yeah, I know, people are hiding and they're afraid of Godzilla, but please open the door because Godzilla is fighting. Yes, I know they're afraid. I know they're afraid. But could you please open the door because Godzilla is fighting? And they couldn't. I have no idea how they did this, but because you take $150 million, you can show some good fights with that kind of money. I think, yes. So I was really hyped when I saw the second one now. And when it came out, it was announced that the second one came out, and I thought, okay, maybe they've learned, maybe they've listened. Well. They listened, but I have no idea to whom or who they actually listened to. I don't think they listened to the fans. Yes. I mean, I saw some reviews that said that, the character development and stuff like this wasn't that good, with the actors and stuff like this. But hey, come on, it's a Godzilla movie. When you look at the old, like 70s and 80s Godzilla movies from Japan, well, character development isn't one of the biggest things they were focusing on, which is okay. They always had like the female journalist or something who found out the story about Godzilla, and you always had this kind of like mafia guy who, of course, wanted to make money of this, and then you had the government. You always knew that now they will actually. You always knew in a Japanese Godzilla movie when they start using either the tanks or the Air Force. Because the prime minister was coming, and you knew this. There was this meeting in this round big table with the generals and everything, and then the prime minister would come, and then you knew now, okay, the fight is going on. That's what a Godzilla movie is all about. But I don't think they did it well in this movie. The fighting scenes were kind of better, and you had a little bit more, but they had this. Maybe I'm just mistaken this, but for me they had this kind of like, what people use now since the MTV shaky camera. You know what I mean? This type of camera shots and this type of cutting, and I think they used a lot of that. By the way, everybody who is doing this, making movies or whatever, the shaky cam is really, really not a good thing. It just shows that you have no idea how to shoot a scene, in my opinion, because otherwise you wouldn't use that like all the time. Yes, and then whenever you saw Godzilla was fighting, then they cut away, then they cut back, then there was like a whatever. It was, oh my goodness, why? It's not that hard to make a good Godzilla movie, and now you took 20 million more. Yes, and at the beginning, maybe there are big Godzilla fans out there. I know that, and maybe I misunderstood a lot of that. But in the beginning, I didn't. And Mothra? Come on. They could have made a better Mothra. Yeah. They didn't. They didn't. Yeah. And where were the two little ladies, you know? I forgot the names, or what they're called. You know, these little priestess who were always singing. You know them from the 70s? Yes. These little, I think they were priestesses or something from this island where, you know, Mothra was born as a giant, I don't know, caterpillar. Yeah. Yeah, and they were always singing these nice Japanese songs, and that's what you have, you know, yes. And then Mothra comes. Yes. But I think they did not a good job on doing this. And I don't know why. I think, for me personally, maybe I'm wrong with this. The last time I saw a good monster, like huge, I love those like huge monster movies, you know, fighting with them. The last time I think they did a good one, in my opinion, in general, was the what was it called? Pacific Rim, the first one. That was actually a really absolute fantastic popcorny monster fighting movie. Yeah, that was great when they were on the landscapes and they were fighting and throwing the monsters. Oh, we're looking for. I'm talking too much. See, I want to have these lanterns, but you need, I think, you need, yeah, we need glowstone for that. And therefore we need another, I don't think we have enough glowstone because I want to put like silver lanterns in here, yes. But for those of you who saw Pacific Rim, that was a really great, great monster fighting movie. The story, of course, was kind of like, ooh, we are the generals, you are the soldier, we are the big ones, you have no idea what you're doing, and the kaijus and all that kind of stuff, you know, yes. And of course, come on, who doesn't love a movie? I don't care if he's there for 5 minutes, 10 minutes, if he has a lead role, but come on, a movie where Ron Perlman is in is always a movie you should watch. I don't care, yeah, because it's Ron Perlman, yeah. Yes, so I haven't seen, by the way, the second one because I've read somewhere, not on Rotten Tomatoes, which I don't trust, or Metacritics, I don't trust that either. Them either, because I think it's just not a good way to decide whether to watch a movie. But I saw some stuff from the movie, from the second one, and yeah, it wasn't that good, yes. And they didn't have Charlie Hunnam in it, who was like the Tom Cruise of that movie, you know? He's like the Tom Cruise of Pacific Rim. Yeah. So yeah, I thought that was, for a long time, I think, one of the really good, like, monster fighting movies with those kaijus, and I like the idea of it. And, yeah. But with the last Godzilla movie, I have no idea. I don't think it was really a good movie. And, yeah. But they did it anyway. They didn't care, I think. And they thought they could make money with this, but people showed them, people have, what? What is he saying? Oh, I think my brain is freezing at this point, and I think my game is freezing at this point. I'm sorry. What's happening here? Yes. Well, we see what was happening. I had to take a cut here because apparently the game wasn't actually frozen. It was a taping. Yes, yes, yes. And as you can see, I have these, because in between, I was actually going out planting trees. And the whole section didn't tape, I have no idea what happened here, yes. So, yes, we're back with episode 119. Welcome back. Hey, there's our horse, still here, yes. Horsey Horse, we haven't gave him a name now, since ever, or whatever. Yes, yeah. So, still talking about Godzilla Part 2, the second one. Yes. Look at this. Yes. We're on our horse. I wanted to give him the carrots. Well, sorry, horse. That was me eating them. Hey. And he stays with us. Isn't this nice? Yes. Yeah. I don't know what happens. I think sometimes I really think they're sitting there when it comes to big movies and they take 150 or 180 or 200 million dollars and just sit there with their, and nothing against people who work in advertisement or marketing, nothing. But I think they're just sitting there with their, I don't know, charts, whatever, how do you call it in English, and just think as a, hey, we take this and we do this, and and we know what the kids want. When you're 50 years old, you don't know what kids want because you're at least 30 years away from that. And the same is when you're not a nerd, you have no idea what a Godzilla nerd needs because we don't need what you have given us in the last two movies. I really have to say this. And they think maybe, and then they're like this, and then we cut away from the fight, and that makes them, oh, keeps up the tension. We don't want tension. I want to see Godzilla fight and fly and do stuff and do all of that. And it's not just made with giving me like the original Godzilla growl, like merp, merp. I don't. That's part of it, but that's not part of a Godzilla movie. And you have, hey, my little chocobo, yes, yes, look at them, yes. Who doesn't love Final Fantasy? So let's have our chocobos here. We have two, and we will breed blue, green, red, and black ones. Once we are, I don't know, maybe at episode 5,000 or something. Yeah. Yeah. I still have this picture in my head, by the way, with the executives of a big studio saying, this is what they like. We need more of that kind of wood, so we plant a lot of trees here, so we don't have to. Oh, there's a sheep over there. Yes. Have to do this. Yes. But you have, I think, if maybe a real Godzilla nerd is watching here, and please, if I get the date wrong, the year wrong, please don't shoot me. But I think the first one was in 1954. I think Godzilla movie. Yeah. So you have, look at this, how many years and movies you have to look at and say, okay, what's the essence of a good Godzilla movie? And give us that. I don't need character development. I don't need a deep story. What I need is stupid people who, of course, make the mistakes as they always do, and a catastrophe happens. And like this, the idea was great. They found Ghidorah, and he was frozen in ice, and they actually woke him up. That's enough. That's a plot to my Godzilla movie. You woke him up. That's it. I don't need more story. And now I need development. And all the other creatures that you saw in there, like there were scenes from whatever, Germany and everywhere, you don't see those creatures at all. Yes, you just see, and then of course Godzilla comes. Yes, that's the main part of the movie. Yes, so just give me that plot. What happens in the next Godzilla movie? Well, Ghidorah wakes up. And what else? Well, that's it. And what do we do then? Well, we have Godzilla fighting him. And do we need something else? Yes, we need some stupid politician. We need the Japanese prime minister. And then we need some military guy who says, take the tanks, take the air force. Does it work? No. What do we do now? Take the atomic bombs, throw them at him. And will this work? Of course not. Why? He's Godzilla. Yes, and then he fights the monster. And maybe you put in a little story like, like in the Japanese movies, always it was this reporter girl or something, and the guy who likes the girl and stuff like that. Yes, and give me some sleazy Japanese mafia guys again, please. It's not that hard to make a good Godzilla movie. But when you do a good Godzilla movie, give us the fighting scenes. That's what we want to see. I don't want to hear something about a personal life. I don't want to see whatever. I don't need characters. I read this someplace that they say the characters, the human characters weren't relatable. That's my personal, really very personal opinion. I don't need relatable characters in a Godzilla movie. Just don't show them that much. Give me some fun stuff to do. But even the funny jokes or the one-liners, whatever, they didn't work. And I watched the movie in German and in English, and it doesn't work in both languages. It's not working. And the fight scenes, I have to say, were better than the first one, but please don't cut them into pieces because it's not MTV 1995, and we're not waiting for Mariah Carey to sing Hero for the first time, Thank you. Now, going back to my Minecraft world, I just had to get this off my chest. I'm sorry. Yeah. So we're here. We've planted a lot of trees, and yes, I think, yes, it's time to cheese the burger. We need cheese, and there is. Why couldn't I get the pot? I gave in pot here, and it wouldn't give me the recipe for a pot. Okay, we need iron and a stick. That's what we have. Yes. So maybe once I came down from Godzilla. Yes. By the way, when I came home from the movie theater, I just put in an old DVD of a really good Godzilla movie, fighting Mothra and Mechagodzilla, and that was actually a better movie, even though it was just puppets. Yeah. So let's see where we can find the pot.